Okay. So here we are covering a bank module today. In bank modules, we need to understand what kind of banks are there, and then how to set up different banks and what are the groups we needed. So we will see a high level end-to-end transaction for payment cycle and a receipt cycle. Also, we will cover the how to set up the bank parameters and the check parameters and how to configure checks. All these things we will cover in today's topic. Now, if you see in the modules, we will see there is a bank cash and bank management module. And what are the prerequisite to set up a bank is the main accounts, which should be available into the main account module where wherever the all your bank postings should be happen. So in main accounts, those accounts we have to link to the bank. Bank is again a sub ledger account. So to create a bank, we need a bank groups first. So this is the minimum mandatory things is we need a main account which we have to link to bank and then the bank account group. So let's go to the bank accounts, expand all, and then go to the bank groups first.
There are bank groups.
Bank groups you will find in the setup. Just check in the setup.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. So click on that and now create a new bank groups. So now what kind of groups will be there? So what kind of reports we needed, based on that we have to set up the groups. Like you want the details for saving account separately, current account separately, FD account separately, then sometime export import accounts are different. So that kind of your groups. So here you can create two groups at least, saving and current. So just give name saving and go ahead. And also another create another as a current. Okay, so we may not needed much details as of now. Generally that routing number and other details for the bank will be needed when we do the electronic payment configurations, or the banks which will be having like in US which we need a shift code kind of. So that will be needed, but that is not mandatory as of now. So we just keep that and go ahead. Then you can close the screen, go to the bank module again and select the bank accounts. Yes. Now in this bank accounts, create a new bank. So now you should know that how many banks are there, what is the exact name of that bank, and account number is very key for that. Account number means bank account number. So if you look in the bank account column, you have to type that. Here is the main account which will select later, but bank account, yeah, type that account. Now this account is not a number, right? It's Axis Bank. Okay, and then I would suggest give the last four digit of account code generally, because this the bank account will be displayed when you select the drop down. And if you have multiple bank accounts in Axis Bank, then sometime it will be difficult to choose which account you want to post. So it is better that okay, Axis and 7890, this is the one which we give. Then there is a routing number and then there is a bank account number. So bank account number is the number which is given by bank. That is the exact account number. It should be your 16 digit or 17 digit. Yeah, there. So this is the actual number which we have to give. So just type 116 digit code or 10 digit code, which should be having the last four digit is 7890. Right. And then the main account which you have created into the main account chart of account. So for Axis Bank, you have the that X is current. Okay. Now that's fine. And then you select the group. So next to that column, there is a bank group. So you need to select the current here. Okay. And of course, the currency, for which currency you are dealing with that. So these are very primary setups for creating the banks. There are a lot of other setups will be needed for international banking or for electronic banking if you want to configure and all. But let's start with these things and also create another bank now for the saving bank. Okay, so these are the very primary things which we needed. So just select this, save this. Okay. Now we have two banks. So last row you can delete. I think something is mistaken. So yeah, that row you can delete. Yeah. So now you can see that the bank account column is there, name is there, bank group is there. Routing number we don't need right now for in the means Indian banks, and then the bank account number, exact number, main account which is linked to that, and the currency. So these are the header columns which we can easily identify which account or which bank account. Now we need to set up the checks. So we'll just do the check setup now. So to set up the checks into the bank, we just go to the same account now.
This one, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then go to the setup. There is a setup button. Yeah. And if you see now here you see that negotiable instruments in the first this thing it's the grade because it will show the details. What are the checks and how many checks are there. And the right side there is second column is a layout where you have to define the check setups. Okay. So click on the check in the layout. Yeah, check. Now we have to create checks and this is the layout. Now there are two types of layout, fixed and free. And then the size of that layout, what size it should be. So depends on the requirement. We have to set up this layout for checks. So it is little technical and little functional part also, where we should know that key, what is the total length of page, what is the top margin, what is the bottom margin. So all this layout part we have to set up here so that whenever it will go for printing, it will print properly because on check because it's a pre-printed stationery sometime. So in set up a check layout on pre-printed is quite tough job because its alignment is very important. But nowadays bank also given permission to print their own checks directly on printer. So in that case, it is quite easy because everything get printed. So there is no issue of alignment and all. And now slowly it is actually converting to the electronic payment. So even check printing is also sometimes not needed in many companies. So this is the setup which will do when you do the layouting part. So right now what I suggest in the layout, go to the go up. Yeah. Page length you give some 11 there. Uh, yeah, there 11. And then in the length unit is instead of it should be just see that inch is there. Yeah. And then top margin you one or one 1 is the 1 inch is the top margin, and everything you have to make it like that. Bottom also you unprintable area you can say 1 inch. Okay. And then unit for the start position also you make it in inch and half of the inch. So 0.5 you can make it. Yeah. Number of strips copied you can say one only. Yeah. So this is the basic setup you do into the layout part, and we will see that. So these all just a setup which we are given hypothetic, which will be depend actually by trials on the printer actually.
Printer
Okay.
access. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we also have the option that whether you want to print the company logo or something. So you can go there in the company logo. There is a at the top you will find a company logo menu.
Here
Yeah,
we
that is
have
you should make
yes.
it yes first, and then there is a option to select the logo,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
and then you can change that, yeah, and browse that, select one image.
Okay. You want me to do now?
Not needed. So you, if you understand that, you can just browse and select that particular image, which
Yeah.
should be fit into that, and accordingly it will display here, and then it will get printed. If you
Okay.
select yes over here. Also, there are options like you can print the company name, if but it will pick up the company name from the legal entity name, which
Yeah.
may not be a legally a exact full name. Sometimes it's a Zinsax Private Limited something or international. So big name. So generally, what we suggest, don't give print this here, but in the format you can print whatever you wanted, kind of. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
this is the setup, and then there is a, at the last we have a signature option also. If you have a e-signature, you can also assign two signatures here, and then you can attach that signature, and that will be printed on your checks automatically. So whenever we have a digitized signature, digital signature, you can attach that. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, this is the basic thing. After that, we will create the checks now. I think in that free, instead of free, just make it fix. Yeah. Okay. That's it.
So this is
Now,
for numbering the checks, sir.
no, no,
The
no. This is the
sequence.
format actually. Fixed format means it will take the layout as per our selection, and as per that, it will print on the stationery.
Okay.
Free will be sometime. It will be. We will print everything from that. It will not a pre-printed stationery.
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
Okay. So this is for that stationery which we are actually using.
Okay.
And then one more thing is there. There is a check number method. Fixed means it will take one after another, continuous numbering.
Okay. Hmm.
So, so generally we took a fix only, and then we will create the checks now. Now close this, and now we have to create the checks. Okay. So now if you see, once we set up the layout and all, you will see that the check number is now enabled. First, in negotiable instruments, yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
just click that now, and now you have to start the check numbering here. So just give the first number of your check as per your checkbook. So if your checkbook contains 10,001, so just give that number 1,000 and then 1. This is your first number. And how many leaves you have? You have to give that. Okay, you have 50 leaves. So just click on 50 there. Quantity is 50. So what system will do? System will create a 50 checks with the number 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Now you have 50 leaves in your system. You can now
It's
uh,
starting from 51 now. Okay. Second time it will go there. Okay.
yeah, exactly. Now system knows that already 50 checks are available, which are
Hmm.
not used or not printed yet. So whenever we try to create the check, it will take the next number which is available, which is not printed. Got
Okay.
it? So what we did now, we set up some layout part, and then we created the checks. It's very simple steps. Go to the check number and then try first number, put the first number of check and then number of leaves. So once what is this is done for the checks. Now we are ready with that check payment setup. We need a now method of payment as a check. So go to the accounts payable module.
Rahul, one question here. Can I check?
Yeah.
Can I see the check numbers where it will be stored, or it will be in the random only?
No. In that bank master, you will have the list of checks which is available, which is used, and what was the amount. Everything we will get there.
Okay, okay.
Okay. So let's go to the accounts payable module. Select the method of payment in the payment setup with the last.
Last one.
Yeah, and method of payment. And we already having the check. Okay. So right now here we need to generate check. So just edit this. Click on the edit.
I didn't get you. Which one?
Yeah, edit is the button top left corner. Yeah, and then we need to select some setup here. Go down. Yeah, file format. Click on file format and generic electron export we don't want. Yeah. Click yes there.
Which one?
Generic electronic export format.
Written format or export format?
Written is fine. Just seeing. Okay, just click the file format. Yes, there. Generic electronic export format. Yeah, and then yeah, click select that drop down. We don't have that installed here, so we need to add that format here. Go to the view details.
Nothing is opening.
Nothing is there. Okay, we need to go little up. Click on the setup. There is a file format, and just below that there is a setup. Yeah. Okay. From here you will find there are a lot of file formats given by Microsoft. These are the standard formats given by Microsoft. So you can select US check, or just see that the check only check is also there. Just select that and move to the right window. So check is selected. For return also, for remittance also, we can select the check only. Yeah, configure layout, fine. And in so remittance also you do the same. It will be available. Okay, remittance we have not yet configured, so fine. So export we did that, and just go down and just let me see what are the other things are there. Is there any US check format? Just see
Just click.
configurable layout file. Configurable layout file is there, right? Yeah. Okay, we will try with this first check, and then if won't work, we need to select the configurable layout, I think, which is actually relevant one. Okay. So now the file format, you can close this, and now you drop down and select the uh, no. It should appear there. One sec. Just click no and just again select yes there. No and go. Wait. Just select no only. No only in the electronic. Yeah, leave it that as it is. Go up. Now it should available, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So export format is check only, and it's not a electronic. It's a normal check now. So this indicates it's a yeah, return format. You can select that. Fine. So basic setups is done here, where we need to select which file format we needed and what is the method of payment which will be there, which will use for the check printing. Fine. So now you can close this. there are some controls. Okay, go to the same again. We will explore little more into the same accounts method of payment again. And check, and then go to the next tab as a payment controls. Yeah. So here, if you look here, suppose you are creating a check. So check number is very mandatory field, right? Without check number, you cannot issue any check, or it should not allow. Or sometimes there are some options like payment ID is mandatory, payment note is mandatory. So whatever you wanted, that bank transaction type is mandatory. So generally what we needed is bank transaction type is important. So we take it that enabled it. Offset type is not important. Check number is mandatory, but if we are using automatic numbering from the system, so it will generate automatically. We don't need to type check number, right? It will automatically select that. But when you are typing check number manually, then it is we can select a mandatory. So for fix we don't need that. For free we need that check number is mandatory. Then payment specification, sometime we need to have the payment specification mandatory. Then payment ID, sometime we need to have mandatory. So that setup you can do here, so that whenever anyone can try to print the check, these all fields will be filled. Without that, it will not go ahead. Okay, so right now you can put first one as a bank transaction type is mandatory, and payment ID you can make it as a mandatory. Okay. Go down, just see the payment attributes. So what is there? A payment account, third party bank, payment ID, and these things, Belgium something. So we don't need those setups right now in attributes. And then none is the status, and payment type is other. So go up and just see the payment types. Go up little. There are, yeah. So it is instead of check. We can keep other also, but okay, put it check. Okay, and then generally we print, we pay invoice wise, or we can pay totally. So depends on that. Just select the that period will be either, just click on that. You will see the total also is there. Paid week total. Okay, and sometime invoice. So this is the period for which you are going to pay. So you miss in our payments, generally we use either invoice or total. So that whatever we pay, because anyways we are going to settle the invoice at the time of payments. So you can make it invoice as of now. We'll see the difference later. Okay. Payment status, if you see here in the status part, there are status at sent, received, approved, rejected. Okay, so this status will means as soon as you create the check. So and then once you create the check or you printed the check, you cannot simply reverse that transaction. So the status make it here. You can make it sent. Okay, keep it none only. I will tell you how it will be work. Make it none now. Okay. So this is the basic setups we done. Now close this and go to your journal names, where you have to see whether you have configured the uh, journal for payments. Okay, so do we have a vendor payment journal? Yes, we have the vendor payment journal. Now the type is not correct here. It should be vendor. That journal type is not correct. Just change this, and it should be the vendor disbursement. Okay, and then similarly for customer payment, you should have the customer payment. Just click on the customer payment.
This one, it's customer
Yeah,
payment.
so this is correct. So these two are we have configured now. Now go to the payment journal, vendor payment journal. So
We
in
have to
this
click
journal,
here.
the accounts payable module. Yeah, that's fine. That's done. And then we should go to the payments and vendor payment journal. Yes. Okay. Now we will create a new payment. So just click on new, select the journal name. It should be vendor payment. Yes. And now in description you can type that this payment for this invoice or this party kind of so details you can type here. Then you go to the lines.
Sorry. Okay.
Okay. Now as soon as you go to line, you have to select the payment for which vendor. So you have to drop down from there and select the vendor for which you are going to pay. So you should know which are the vendors whose invoices are balance or due. So just see that wherever the invoices you have balance for payments. So in the yeah pending invoices, we'll get to know that whose payment is due or so what you can go to the did you done the vendor invoices and posted that vendor invoices. If you posted the invoices, then it will be available for balances.
It is, yeah.
Okay, what is the vendor name?
Beyond morality.
Yeah, so just select that vendor here. Okay. Now you don't need to do anything after that. Just go to the there is a settle transaction button here at the downline level. Yeah. In this button or in this window, you will get that how many invoices are open and yet to paid and which invoice to settle for this payment. Okay. So you can see that there is only one invoices of 40,000 which is due on 29/10. Okay. So now you can select that. You can mark that there is a mark button which indicates okay this is the payment you want to pay. Now you want to settle fully. You can if your amount is full, it is automatically fully settled. But if you want to pay less but still you want to settle fully, then that checkbox is relevant. Now,
Oh,
if you want to pay 50% of this payment only, so in that amount column, amount to settle column, and go to the next step and you can just make it minus 20. Instead of 40, you can make it minus 20. Yeah. So now you know that okay payment amount is my 40, but I have to pay only 20. And then just select OK. So what happens? System has selected the vendor, system has selected the debit amount is 20,000 and then instead of ledger in offset you have to select the bank. Okay, and in offset account you have to select the which bank you are going to pay. Now one more thing that we will find that key we don't have any bank balances as of now. We have just created a bank but we don't have any bank balance, right? So before we pay to the bank, we should have a bank balance. Otherwise, it will go a negative balance into bank, which is not logical one. So just park this here and just create one more entry for deposits of amount into the bank. So with the GL general entry, we will deposit some cash into bank first. So GL module, yes, and go to the journal entries. You can go to the journal entries, yeah, and then on GL you can give that okay deposit bank deposit entry kind of. And then here you have to select the bank debit to cash credit kind of, okay. So select the bank, select that bank account, and description you can write deposit, cash deposit. Just put that amount, maybe 20 lakhs kind of, yeah, 2 lakhs. Now it should be your cash account. Select the cash account. It's a ledger. It should be ledger and it should be cash. Okay. Offset when this text is not needed, you can just use this. So this the combination is not valid because I think that the journal controls, I think we have selected only ledgers, I guess. So whatever the
Yes.
journal name you have created, that journal name is see the controls part. If that control is restricting you to select bank, you need to allow that. So here is the fixed asset and bank. You add the ledger also. Yeah, that's it. Now close this message and try to validate.
Yes.
Okay. Now you can post this.
I mean, like bank account having negative is wrong. I do agree, but will it accept in D365 if the
Yes,
balance is
it will
less?
accept. It will accept. It will accept because there is no way that we can say that if there is, yeah, there is a control in the bank module that there is a credit is not allowed or something. No negative balance is not allowed. Kind of we can, but right now we are not set up that, so it will go ahead and it will show the negative balance.
Okay.
Because sometimes a DD account, which will or credit account, cash credit account or what called um, credit accounts, no, where we can withdraw the amount. We have that facility.
Okay. Okay.
So yes, that's why system has not given that restriction.
Okay.
So it will go ahead and post the entry. Now you have settled the invoice now. You have selected the method of payment at check.
No, it
In,
automatically.
no, and not NEFT. It should be check. So it will pick up from the vendor. So when you select the vendor and in vendor
Oh yeah.
masters,
Okay. Okay. We give the method of payment, right? Okay.
yeah, so it will pick up from there. Then now you have to create the payment proposal. So what we do done now, we added the we created the payment journal. We selected the vendor. After that, we select which invoice to be settled. Then we selected what amount we have to settle. Then we selected from which bank the payment will be done. After that, we now the steps is to create the check. So go to the payment proposal and create payment proposal. Now system will ask how do you want to create the payment proposal based on due date or based on there is a transaction or what. So keep it on the due date and then uh, even you can keep blank for date from date to date. But if you have a lot of transactions and you want only for particular 5 days the data where we have to payment due is there, last 5 days where we have not paid. So that kind of selection we can do here. But right now only we have one payment only. So just keep that minimum payment date. You can just, it may be a current date. Okay. And then amount limit is also not needed. Then record include, we have filter where we can select whatever you want, like only particular vendor, or just click on that. There are filters actually to generate the payments, like only the payments which having the method of payments is check kind of. So these are all filters for selection. So when we have a lot of transactions, we can use this filter, okay, only for that vendor, only for Indian currency, only for that currency, or only for that reference ID. So these kind of filters available to select that. Select OK here. Then once we do that, there are some advanced parameter, but let's not go into that level first, and then say OK. So now system is generating the check internally. Okay. So now what happened? We have not given any filter, right? So what happened? System has shown all those vendors where the payment is due. Okay. You can see that these are all payments where payment is due. So if you would have select only one vendor, then it would show only one invoice, that is number 2. So we are not creating payments for all these vendors. So what you need to do, you need to delete all these things and remove, keep only second row. So what you do, how to do that? Not like that. Yeah, select that top one and untick second one and then remove that. There is a remove button. Yes. Okay. Now you are creating check for only this person, this vendor. And now go to the, press the create button. Now payment ID you can select here. Specification also if you want you can select. So if it is mandatory, it will ask you to update that. Okay. Now if you look, there is a line created by system. You see that. Second line you need to delete. First line will be fine, I guess. So the thing is that we can also directly start with the payment proposal, but we need to settle also. So do you see that is the check number is generated? Is that
No.
happened?
No.
No, no. So something we need to see that. So this is no. Okay, okay. We are not in generating the payments. We are into the payment proposal. Okay, okay. It's my fault. Payment proposal is something which we need to actually when we have multiple vendors payment proposal, we need payments and we need to select that. Then we go to the proposal and select all these payments which we wanted to, and it will be appear here. Now in our case we are taking one example where directly one to one we were trying to. So this is what. Now you see that generate payment button is not still highlighted, which actually we wanted to. Yeah,
Okay.
so just see bank offset is there.
No, no, I think so. There is approval is there, no? Can you click on that approval? Yes.
Okay, we have checked that approval process. Save this now.
Save it.
access to this vendor payment
You
journal.
don't have the
Okay, you have
access.
some. So maybe you have selected that approval group, and that approval group you are not into that group. So go to the journal name. And go to the vendor payment, yes, and now you have already selected that approvals, and then this is the group, and in the users click on the user. No, don't remove that.
I should
Okay.
add, no?
Go back,
You
go back, go
in,
back, go back.
Oh, why? I can just add it, no?
No, no, no,
no,
no.
not like this, not like this. Go back. There is a user button there after group. Yeah, and here you have to add your name.
I just added now.
Okay, save this. Now just try to approve. Yeah, approve it. Okay, so now the generate payment button is enabled.
Oh,
Click on
I
that.
clicked it. Okay.
Yeah, now again click on the method of payment at check, and then select the bank account, that is your this bank, and say okay. So it will take the first available check. So it is
Yes.
selected. Okay, 10,001. The check number is 1001. That is the number select system has picked, and number of banks checks is no need to put any value there. And then just if you want to print the payment advice, you can say yes there. So system will print the payment advice as well. And if you want to select a printer, so in the document button, click on that document button. You need to select where you want to print, screen or printer or file or email. So all these options available. So right now we can select the screen so that it will display on screen. Okay. And then say okay. And then again say okay. So this process is actually a printing your check on the printer. Right now we are displaying on screen. So if you see here now, the check number field, there is no error, and check number field is filled with the number, and that voucher is also now blocked, and it's showing that in the screen that check number, the amount, and it should also display the vendor name. And now this rest of the part will be a technical configuration. They will align that, or they will update that key where, or that like convert number to text, all these things. So they will design the format, and it will be printed on paper. Fine, the date will be there. So basic things are already there. Even the 20,000 amount is also in Indian rupees also printed. Some alignment needed there, which will be done by the technical guys. Done.
Okay. Yeah.
Now go back. Now if you see the status of that, it will be status is sent now, and system has done that status updated, and now you cannot change anything. If you look, this is the now block. It is not yet posted, but it is block. So you cannot simply do any changes without changing the payment status. Okay. The next step is that you have to post the transactions. So now posting will be happen as soon as, generally what happens is people as a best practice, they don't post this till the check get clear. Once you deposited this check into the bank, and vendor has confirmed the receipt of amount, then you can post this. But if there is something happen, the check get bounced. So to avoid the reversal entry, people do these things. Okay, it is already everything is done now. Only confirmation is needed. So once the vendor confirm they got the payment, you can post this. Okay. So now consider that you got the payment and you are posting that. So now you can post this.
Before that, how do we change this payment status if needed?
Yeah. So if now consider that key vendor payment we are doing, and now this check is printed on that printer or that it is wrongly printed.
Hmm.
Okay. So
Hmm.
wrongly printed means that check leaf is wasted now. You
Correct.
cannot reuse that,
Okay.
right? So
Hmm.
now in such situation you need to reprint. So
Okay.
then you need to change the status from sent to none. So for that there is a button called payment status there, and then reject it first because it is now
Okay.
you need to
Hmm.
make it void, because you cannot simply say none. You
Yeah,
need
yeah,
to say
I
that
understood.
system it is rejected due to any reason. So click on rejected.
Should I do? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, do it. And then do you want to void check number this? Yes. Make it yes. So now if you see the status is now rejected. And
Rejected.
now you, yeah, still you cannot generate the payment again. You need to make it none.
If I do send, what happens?
System will not allow you to create another check for that. If you say sent, there is no check number, but the status is sent and you can post, but that will
Oh,
be the wrong entry. You will not find the check number now.
understood. Yeah.
So you need to make it none first.
None now. Okay.
Yeah. Now you can again generate the payment,
It will come as
and
second number.
yeah, it should take the second number now.
Okay. Okay. Now I should.
Okay.
Can I get
Suppose
this 001 check again at later point? Can I print it?
no, no, it is considered that this is void now. It
No, no,
is
no.
either
I'm not
wrongly.
the usage of number. Just for records, can I just print the document again? 001.
What exactly you want it to print?
See, I suppose I want to put that voided check in my documents. So I want to get a
Yeah,
print
yeah,
of physical copy.
you will get that list or report
We'll get
which
the
checks
list.
are
Okay,
voided,
okay,
which
okay.
checks are sent, which are cleared, who is the
Understood.
vendor. I will show that report
Yeah.
where we'll get these details. Okay.
Okay.
Now everything is done. You can approve and post it. It's already approved. Just post it. Posting result for the journal batch. This what is showing. Can you click on the message?
Yeah. Bank transaction type not specified.
Yeah, so we made it mandatory, right? So you have to go to that bank tab in the vendor payment. There is a bank tab. Go up, little up. There is a least journal. Yeah, remittance and then bank. Yeah, and now you need to change that. So here we don't need to change the status for the payment because the same number we need. So what you need to do, only you need to again. Uh, we don't want to void that, right? Because it is not the voided. So that's why this check printing, we need to be very sure before we run the payment proposal, generate the payment checks. So sometimes people don't use its mandatory fields. So just try to go to the list and it's not allowing, right? Bank transaction type it's asking. No? Bank transaction type. Okay.
Transaction type means.
No, that we can add. That's you can add the transaction type payments or receipt or
Did we
vendor
make it
payment.
mandatory anyway?
No, it's frozen. Just try to now again. It will not allow you to select change the name. It will again void the check, which I want to avoid now at this stage. So do one thing. Go to that bank setup and remove that mandatory part. So how you will go here from here only, go to the list, go to the list and select that bank. I think select on the method of payment, that is check. Yeah, click on that. And then in the mandatory field at the bottom, go down. No, that is fine. That is fine. Yeah, yeah. This is two things
Oh,
which you
this
can
we
untick.
selected, right? Okay.
Yeah, and check this. Okay. So save this and go back and just try now. Okay, something is happened, so it's asking to
It's already
journal is an
approved,
approval
so
state
it's not.
and cannot be modified. So that's why this payment transaction we should be very keen and we should be very uh, prompt to put all
Explore.
these fields and okay.
Yeah.
So now this is printed and this is also posted. So you
Yes.
will see the voucher also that vendor debit to bank credit will be there. Okay.
Okay.
Now you can go to the bank now and see the what are all transactions happened, what are the checks has status of the checks, all checks and all. So go to the bank module and go to that particular bank. Yes, now there are buttons called transactions. So go to the transactions and see that there are two transactions happened. One is a 2 lakh deposit transaction and another is the payment transaction, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Right. This is for this bank. Also, now if you want to see the references drill down, so you can click on that particular transaction and see the original document kind of. So you will get the details about that from which journal it has been posted. So check number this is this and amount is this. Go to the view details. So you will get little more about that. Okay, this is the details, the status paid is. So these are some details you will find here. Also, we will have option to payment reversal, where if you find okay this is posted but now it's a wrong, it's a withdrawn, what is called dishonored. So you can go to the payment reversal and you system will reverse that payment and it will ask some details and you can reverse that payment. Okay, because this may required when your statement comes and you will find that okay this payment is actually dishonored. So then you need to, and you already posted that payment, so you need to reverse that payment, so that system will open that invoice which is settled and it will be again due for the payment. You will also see that transaction. Sorry. Now go to the bank again, bank account. So as we can see the transaction, also we can see the status of all checks. So now click on the check here in the layout. There is a check. Yeah, click on that. Wait, close this. Not here, not here. Check number. Yeah, click on the check number. No, not there. Go to the manage payment and see the checks. Yeah, exactly here. So click here and you will see now how many checks are there and what is the status of each check. So here you can see the first check is voided and that amount was what, and what is the receipt or transaction for that. And second check you can see the paid status is paid and with the recipient voucher vendor name, who is the vendor for that vendor code and the amount. So and remaining are all just created status where which is available to print. So this will be available for printing as your question that what is the status. So you will get this status here. Okay.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah. Now, if you find, oh, my checkbook is bad, I don't want to, our bank has given a new checkbook and they said, okay, your previous checkbook will not be useful. So whatever the leaves you have in the previous checkbook is no more useful. So you can delete all these leaves which are in the created status. Those which are paid or void cannot be done anything, but all these slaves which are only the created status, you can delete that slaves. So here it's just like you are deleting the checks. So it will ask which number, from which number to from which number you need to delete. So for example, your till 10 number is fine. After 10 number you want to delete. So you have to put here 10011. Okay.
It will not be there in the list.
No, it will delete. It will delete from here. Just try
Oh,
again.
it is not there.
It. Acha, you removed that from 3 to what?
3 to 5.
Yeah. So it is. It has deleted that. So actually there was earlier there was a mandatory to put one delete number, but now I think they have removed that. So just simply selecting the delete checks, it is deleting that. Okay.
Now, what if I
But
created a manual check and did it? And here, how do I give that? I can't deal. I mean, like, see, suppose there is this 10006. I manually wrote a check and gave it to someone.
hmm.
How do I give that effect in the books? Here, I can't create it. Neither can I delete this. No. And how do I put that?
Come again. If you created the checks manually, you are preparing check, right? You
No, no.
want to
Manually, I prepared a check and gave it for someone external party, whether it's a
right.
vendor payment or whatever it is. Manually, I have done. So how do I
Hmm.
give that effect here? Suppose 10006 is manually used.
Hmm.
How do
You
I
need to
give that effect?
follow
What
the
should be the
you
status?
need to follow the same step. Only thing that you will not print that check. You need to follow the same step, but you will not print that because you are just typing that.
Okay, okay. Suppose it's not a vendor payment, some other payment. Then
One sec. Hello. Yes. sorry, I was on mute. So what I'm saying, if you give the check manually, so only your printing part will be ignored, or printing will be on screen only, but rest of the parts will be same. Everything will be same. Okay. Yeah.
Rahul, one more question. Suppose if I don't want to post the check number 06, so I want to continue with the 7. I want to keep on hold for 6. Is there any possible of that one?
Then we need to change the method. Instead of fix, we need to create the free. In the free
Okay.
method, we have option to select the check number.
Okay.
So
Okay.
whatever the checks you wanted to use, you have to put that number manually, and system will see that whether that check is available or not. And if it is available for free, it can take that.
Okay.